Germany. Change of mood. Defoe. Good challenge. Lampard! Oh, it's not over the line. Did Frank Lampard's shot bounce over the line?
It certainly looked like it. He just loops it over Neuer. It's not even close. Not even close.
It's impossible in a World Cup to play so important games without technology, without a fifth referee behind the goal. And we are now here speaking but I saw from my position that was good because the ball bounced entirely.
The final installation tests were held in Switzerland by German-based company Goal Control. This was first used in the 2012 Club World Cup competition in Japan. Following its success, it was then used in the Confederations Cup competition in Brazil. This uses 14 high-speed cameras installed in 6 different stadiums. These cameras are all linked to a PC database that calculates all image processing data. These computers receive 500 images per second. The whole system takes 3 to 5 days to set up. Goal line technology has been put into place to help the referee and his officials make the right decision on the field of play. It has become increasingly difficult for officials to make the right decision due to the amount of pressure they're put under and to make the right decision in a split second. Goal line technology is one aspect of the game that officials can afford to relax on now because of the technology being able to help them. Players attempt to do anything to try and win the game for their team, therefore referees have to try and make the game as fair as possible for the players, teams, spectators to make the game enjoyable for everyone. Goal line technology was influenced mainly by the media due to the wrong decisions being made. For example, the Frank Lampard incident in the 2010 World Cup against Germany. It was a clear goal, but it all happened so quickly and the officials didn't see the ball cross the line, so therefore it did not stand. It had a large effect on the match because England were 2-1 down and this would have got them back into the game with the equaliser. Technology would have helped the officials to make the right decision because they happened in the blink of an eye.
The computer are catching the images, around 500 pictures per second, and we get by triangulation the position of the ball in real time, and once the computer perceives the ball has crossed the goal line, it gives a signal to the referee watch. So all the referees on the field receive a signal and it vibrates and gives an optical signal goal, and he knows a goal has occurred.
To make sure that the systems performed the same level as they did during the system test, it was tested again by an independent company based in Switzerland. This was a success and all the systems managed to inform the match officials that the ball had crossed the line within a second of it doing so. This is then transmitted to the referee's watch to inform him that the ball had crossed the line.
We are doing a full day test. We measure the dynamic and static accuracy of the system, but we have also 3 unrestricted shots and see if the whole goal is correct.
All referees that use this in official FIFA competition must go through special training courses. How the system works and how accurate it is all included in this. This will also include the referee's pre-match check to see if the system works before the game.
The FIFA Secretary General wanted to make absolutely clear that this is just to help the referee, not to do his job for him.
It's not to replace anyone, it's not to use the video, because that's something where it should be very clear. We are not using the video, we are using a technology to ensure that you know if the ball is in or out of the goal. And that is a service to the referee and nothing else.
UEFA President Michel Platini thinks that goal line technology is a waste of money because goal line decisions are only likely to happen once or twice a year. He wants money to go towards grassroots football rather than technology. He is the only person to say this in the front of the media and hierarchy FIFA, that it's not a good idea due to the cost, and he thinks that the referees can make these decisions anyway.
Goal line technology. It's a question of technology. Where you could begin by the technology, when you stop by the technology. To put the goal line technology in our competition is 50 million euro in 5 years. I prefer to give 50 million euro in the grassroots, in development of the football, than to put 50 million in the technology for perhaps 1 or 2 goals by year. It's a lot to goal, it's a lot of money for the goal. And we supported, we supported the additional referees that now is accepted by the international board. And with the referee who is at 1 meter for the line, I think if he has good glasses, he can see if the ball is inside or not inside.
AFC President Zhang Zhilong, however, thinks this is a good idea.
Just follow with that after the test during this World Club Championship in Tokyo, then we will get further information whether this can be adopted by all the competition or not.
Goal line technology has had an effect on the Premier League because they were persuaded to put the systems in all 20 Premier League grounds to help the officials make the best and right decisions.
The media has been the driving force for certain changes in the game. For example, after England's World Cup match against Germany in 2010, the media has been continuously calling for the introduction of goal line technology. By constantly publishing about the introduction of goal line technology, then eventually it could either lead to the governing body introducing it, and therefore, as the media has got such a big platform and audience, their calls would be heard louder, rather than having a lone player raising the point. Consequently, since then the FA have introduced goal line technology for the 2014 season. The goal line technology has affected the media's view on the game, as they now feel more comfortable with the fact that if there's a game-changing decision that involves the ball potentially going over the line or not, then it will be more than likely to have a positive result due to Hawkeye.
Cazorla juega para Wilser, Cazorla, Giroud, vaya pase, qué golazo de Wilser.
The media has had such a major impact on the way that football has developed over time. Whether it conveys a positive or negative image on the sport, the media will always have an opinion on what happens in the sporting world. The most recent story involving the Premier League was regarding Arsenal and England midfielder Jack Wilshere being snapped up by the press outside a nightclub smoking a cigarette during a night out. This gave the public a negative view of Wilshere. It didn't help that he is a role model to fans and young children, and he has been portrayed as a smoker. This can either affect his profile by children copying his act, or encouraging fans to take a dislike to him, therefore making his fan base deteriorate. As this story is in the UK, the media has blown it all out of proportion. If this situation had been in another country with less concentration on the media, such as Spain and Italy, this bulletin would not have been main sports news. Also, the English fans believe that English teams and players are fair and are ideal role models, so when the story broke into the news, the fans latched onto it, and what he was doing was frowned upon.
In a week when you have been back in the spotlight a little bit, was that the ideal way to respond today?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, when it comes to the weekend, you've got to do your job. We're footballers, and we have to do our job, and today we done it well, and as you said, there's things that happen, but at the end of the day, we're footballers and we have to do our job.
To the pace of the game yet, twice beaten, first by Welbeck, and now by Townsend! Oh! Dream debut! He's only got to clinch the points for England. There is no dross in...
The media can also have a positive influence within a sport because it can enhance a player's reputation by just publishing an article in a newspaper. In recent news, a main example of how the media raise an individual's profile is Andros Townsend. After showing a brilliant performance against Montenegro in a World Cup qualifier for England, Townsend's wages were increased by 300%, from £10,000 to £40,000 a week for his club, Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, the media is not the only reason he has got this pay rise, but from these published articles, the public are under the impression that one match has improved the player's reputation and therefore increased his weekly pay.
Very good morning to you. Welcome along. We'll bring you the team news from around the clubs building up to the return of the Premier League this weekend. All the fallout from all the games, including the wins today.
Yep, we're looking ahead to that. Lots of balls, all the news on an incident
Hello.
Another positive influence that the media has on football is the amount of money that is produced by broadcasting high-profile matches. The biggest provider of English football in the country is Sky Sports, who have over 10 million subscribers. This has an impact on the game as it televises big football matches to the whole of the country. This will then increase the publicity of the sport, which will then lead to a higher number of participation, as children will aspire to be like the people they see on the television. By broadcasting these games, money is pumped into the sport, which goes towards improvements in technology and also contributes to the increase in players' wages.
Someone I've needed so long.